All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching us this truth from the will. Peace and blessings to the Akiyam, putting on as the elect, striving for perfection and crown of righteousness by being obedient to what is written inside these scriptures. Shalom. This is your brother Kasada Jimmy Sowston. Just wanted to go into this Amos 6 and 1. It says, woe to them that are at ease in Zion. All right. The topic of the week, a lot of brothers starting with the apostles, elders, and bishops on down of GMS been going into this Antonio Daniels character, right? And a statement he had made when the Hebrew Israelites asked him when he ran across them when he was in his Porsche, I believe, and they asked him. He said, "What are you?" Referring to his nationality, who he is, what he is, and everything. And he said that he was rich. Was how he replied. He was rich. Out of all things he could have said, he said, "I'm rich." And so brothers have been prompted to do lessons because in the times in which we living in, riches are not going to profit in the day of destruction according to these scriptures, man. All right. So being in that spirit, being comfortable, being at ease, being settled in your leads and everything, it's the wrong mindset to be in. All right. We're living in the times that the Lord has revealed, our nationality, that to the Negroes, Hispanic, Native American, Indians, all right, that we are not blacks. We are not Spics and Mexicans and Indians and all these things. These are proverbs and bywords put upon us by the oppressors. Okay, so we are the Hebrew Israelites, and with that comes responsibility. It comes order, structure. Okay, it comes us being separate and apart from this wicked society and chasing after what these people be chasing after on the day to day. So I'm gonna get some precepts, and prayerfully this to be edifying into the body, man. All right, so because the Lord has set us apart and made us different, than these people. So to whom much is given, much is required. All right, and this is Second Ezra chapter 7:19. It says, "And he said unto me, There is no judge above Yahweh, and none that hath understanding above the highest. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them," man. So the man of the Lord, the man on the highways and byways, teaching this truth and sincerity and authenticity, how it's meant to be preached and everything, prophesying, telling the house of Israel what's getting ready to happen on the face of this earth, man. All right, and telling them about how they need to come out of Babylon. All right, all throughout the scriptures it talks about how the Israelites took up the heathen ways, in all the lands that they were scattered into, and even the ones who knew that they were Israelites, they would still try to mix cultures and mix, the religions that they was come across with the book of the law, the commandments in which the Lord has given us, and you can't do that. The laws, statutes, commandments that was given to only the house of Israel was given to them to be separate and apart, man. All right, and it's given to them for righteousness. So it says, Second Ezra chapter 7:20. It says, "For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them." It says, "For Yahweh has given straight commandment to such as came that they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment." Okay, so these laws are life at the end of the day. What we, and we can't keep the laws, statutes, commandments, fully being in the flesh, but through Yahweh Shai, all right, we have grace through our Father Yahweh, who sent his Son Yahweh Shai, so that if we sin, we can repent through the blood of Yahweh Shai. Okay, and having faith that Yahushua is our recompense, our reconciliation back to our Father, and our way out of this wretched body of sin. We can have forgiveness and be seen righteous in the eyes of the Lord. So this second Ezra chapter 7 and 22, it says, nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things. So, man, they imagine these things that these heathen exalt. All right. They went about pleasing their flesh, vanity, vain things goes into worthlessness, you know. So you being rich of this world, the scriptures talks about how the Lord has chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, to be heirs to the kingdom in the book of James. All right, but it's nothing new with the house of Israel. All right, this is Amos 6:1, so that we can apply these chapters, to modern day, being that we're in Babylon the Great, and we still have these wicked niggas walking around, making mockery of the word, despising the word. All right, so the Lord has showed us through these scriptures what's going to happen to these individuals that do these things, man. All right, this Amos 6:1, it says, "Woe to them! Woe means sudden death and destruction to them that are at ease in Zion, and trust in the mountain of Samaria, which are named chief of the nations, to whom the house of Israel came." Man, and Samaria at that time was the capital of the northern kingdom in Israel. So this is where the chief Israelites live. Okay, these were the rich, the wealthy individuals. And right here, Amos is prophesying against them, the ones who are putting their confidence, and their security inside the wealth in which they have obtained. And this is what the wicked of the house of Israel are doing. They're putting their confidence not in the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and the word and everything, but they're putting their confidence in, which means faith, fidelity ultimately, and their wealth. All right. And what this world has to offer, man. All right. And this is only going to lead to their destruction. The scriptures talks about. Let's jump into this Maccabees right quick. Maccabees, first Maccabees 1. I'm gonna start at 9. I start at 7. It says, so Alexander the Greek reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule, everyone in his place. It says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Okay, this is going into how this kingdom is also being ruled right now. We can also apply this to what's going on today. Okay, and 10 says, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. He says, and in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are around about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So Jake in modern day, man, just is fixated on trying to appease everybody else. Okay, but the Most High, but Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, he's not willing to suffer. He's low self-esteem, low ego. He's always worshiping false idols, false things of this world, materialistic type of stuff, and this is evil and abominable in the eyes of the Lord. But he said in First Maccabees 1:11 says, in those days went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. So he couldn't just go by himself. He wanted to persuade many to go make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. All right. So these individuals, who can't just go about themselves, they have to, basically try to pull other people to go down there with them. They can't just go about doing themselves. They're like, hey, let's go and, to do this wickedness. at the end of the day. Be a part of this wicked kingdoms and everything. It's cool. It's all right. And this is what the leaders of the house of Israel are doing right now. And these false camps and everything, man. There's starting with TD Jakes and everything. These false pastors and preachers, and also in these Hebrew Israelite camps, and some of them. All right. They're not teaching the right doctrine. They're just going about it their own way to establish their own righteousness. All right, talking about they want to be a life coach, for $500 in Sakari. All right, this is utter madness according to these scriptures. This is Jeremiah 5:26. It says, "For among my people are found wicked men; they lay wait as he that sitteth snares, that set a trap. They catch men." It says, "As a cage is full of birds." It says, "So are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. They are waxing fat. They shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked," man. These individuals have received benefits in this world. And it's all ultimately by being wicked. The scriptures talks about losing your soul, or gaining the world, you lose your soul, man. All right, so you're doing things, you're setting traps, snares, being wicked and abominable, contrary to these scriptures and everything, to gain all these things. It says, "They are waxing fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge," man. And these are the Hebrew Israelites. They're not judging, okay? They're not doing right to the needy, but they're setting traps and snares, man. To say that I'm for $500 a month, I'll be a life coach. A life coach in the time of inflation, all right? The book of life is the scriptures, okay? So freely we was given, freely we give, okay? We're set to prophesy, and to preach and give life to the house of Israel, man, not to charge them for these things. All right. This is the ways of the world, man. Always trying to profit off of anything and everything, man. All right. This is Isaiah 30:9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So back to these individuals in the house of Israel. All right. The children, they're just stubborn. They're stiff-necked and everything. All right, rebellious. 10 says, "Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets prophesy not unto them right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits," man. And this is why the true prophets of the Lord, of the house of Israel, man, they're being mocked and scoffed. All right, because the things that they are speaking are shining light on individuals' darkness. Okay, so this is uncomfortable to hear, to being rebuked and everything, as it talks about in Isaiah 58:1. "Cry aloud and spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show thy people their transgressions." So showing these individuals how they're living and how they're operating, all right, it's cutting them to the heart. Okay, so they don't want to hear these prophecies about death and destruction, about, man, if I don't get in line and get right, I'm gonna be destroyed if I keep living this life of ease. All right, being settled and everything, comfortable, and Babylon the Great, man, I'm gonna be destroyed with Babylon the Great. They don't want to hear that, man. They want to hear these smooth things. All right, so the individuals who normally have a great following, it's because of these smooth things, man. All right, only individuals who have the fear of the Lord, which was created with the faithful in the womb, are going to be wanting to get right. They're going to be thirsting for that righteousness, no matter how it feels, man. Understanding that the scriptures was given to us, as it talks about in 2 Timothy 3:16, for instruction, for correction, for reproof, so that we may be furnished and be perfect in the eyes of the Lord, man. All right, but this is Isaiah 30:11. It says, "Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, because the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us." So put away the laws Put away the scriptures. Put away these individuals who out here talking about we Hebrew Israelites. So now that comes order. There's things that you can do and you can't do. Okay? So this Isaiah 30:12. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perversiveness and stay thereon," man. So they said, "Nah, I don't wanna operate in this truth." Okay? I'm a go ahead and live a wicked ass life and be evil. All right, the Lord's going to judge you. And 13 says, "Therefore, this iniquity shall be, which is sin stacked upon sin, shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in the high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant," which is the death and destruction that is soon to happen. All right, because there's going to be no cloak for these individuals' sin and unrighteousness. All right, they can't hide because they've been given the facts and the truth of the matter that, man, you are a Hebrew Israelite. So there's a way to walk. You have a Savior who is Yahweh Shai, all right, who died up on a cross. You was bought with a price, all right. So your life is not your own at this time, okay. So this is jumping back into this Amos 6:1. It says, "Woe unto them that are at ease in Zion, and trust in the mountain of Samaria, which are named chief of the nations, to whom the house of Israel came." And 2 says, "Pass ye unto Calneh, and see, and from thence go ye into Hamath the great, then go down to Goth of the Philistines." It says, "Be they better than these kingdoms, or their border greater than your border?" So, man, go down and see what happened to these other kingdoms, all right, and compare them to your kingdom, your way that you're living, in the house of Israel. Compare them to your lifestyle and what you're doing, man. These other kingdoms were evil, all right. They were all fixated on material stuff, idolatry. They were set up like Babylon the Great. And these kingdoms, ancient kingdoms, were destroyed, and you're living just like the kingdoms that were destroyed. So what do you think your recompense is going to be, man? All right? It's going to be the same thing that happened to them is going to happen unto you. The scriptures talks about how this place is going to, how they're going to no longer talk about Sodom and Gomorrah, its destruction. They're going to talk about Babylon the Great's destruction, all right, which is America, and that destruction is soon to happen. So, woe to you, that is at ease in the house of Israel. Okay, that death and destruction is coming. This is Amos 6:3. It says, "Ye that put far away the evil day and cause the seat of violence to come near," man. So you putting off that evil day. These leaders, back to the leaders, because I'm jumping from the leaders that's leading the house of Israel astray. All right, these false camp leaders, false camps, these false individuals teaching the gospel, like T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar, Joel Osteen, teaching this madness. Pastor Dow, Geno Jennings, IUIC, IUSP, all these other camps that are wicked, man. All right, they're causing these people to stray. Say, go down there and get the what was that, the C19. So I don't, using wisdom, go get the vax and everything, right? ISUPK. It's all right. Go get the vax. We want to get back out there and barbecue and everything, right? All these people are leading individuals astray or leading people to their destruction, all right, because they're trying to basically they're mixing what's going on in this world and what's going on in this word together. So the ways of this world and the ways of this world, they're trying to mix together, man, as they've always done. They always looked around and seen what everybody else was doing in the surrounding cities, and they wanted to mix the ways of the scriptures with the customs of surrounding ways. Let's try to do that. Let's put that inside of what we're doing. Nah, man, you're always trying to be like everybody else, but who the Lord intended you to be. So for that, you putting away the evil day. All right. The Lord talks about death and destruction is coming. All right. You should be preparing yourself for the times in which we're entering into, and not trying to invest inside of Babylon the Great. All right. These are dangerous times in which we're living in, because the men of the Lord are standing out there on the highways and byways, man. All right. Lifting up their voice, giving judgment. The men of the Lord, the prophets, always came before the judgment was poured out as well, as talks about in these scriptures. All right. Let's get this in got that. Let's get this Zephaniah 1 and 12. It says, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will not do good, neither will he do evil." All right. So he's searching Jerusalem with candles, which is this truth. All right. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know, it talks about it in Hebrews 4 and 12, how this word is a discerner of hearts and the spirits. All right. It can discern a man whether he's in the truth or he's not. All right. So it says Zephaniah 1 and 13. As a matter of fact, Zephaniah 1 and 12 again, it says, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their lees." So there's a punishment for being settled on your lees, right? Because the Lord has given us strict commandment to avoid punishment by operating inside this truth. But man, you're doing the opposite of that. All right, you're being settled, and you're going into being a Babylonian. You're taking up the ways of Babylon at the end of the day. All right, and you're saying that you say in your heart that the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. So man, you're okay with that. You're putting off the day of wrath at the end of the day. This is Zephaniah 1 and 13. It says, "Therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof." Okay, so all the things that you've added unto you, the Lord is going to take from you at the end of the day, man. All right, and give it to somebody that's more profitable, in that time of Jacob's trouble and everything. But ultimately, what you're adding unto you is vanity. Okay, and you've been serving two masters, and and that's contrary to the scriptures. All right, you can't be lukewarm and hot, or you can't be cold and hot. Salakia. All right, the Lord said, rather be lukewarm because it spit you out. Okay, let's see. Let's grab this right quick. Because Jake think he can kind of outsmart somebody when it comes down to it. You're not outsmarting anybody, man. Let's see. All right, this is Matthew 6 and 24. It says, "No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon." All right, so individuals trying to mix the ways of this world with the ways of this word. Okay, you can't ride both sides of the fence. This Matthew 6 and 25 says, "Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, that what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body what ye shall put on. Is not your life more than meat, and body more than raiment?" Going into just having trust in Yahweh Shai. All right, not in the things of this world, but understand that he's our guide. So trust in him with all thy ways, man. All right, with all your heart. This is Matthew 6 and 26. It says, "Behold, the fowls of the air," it says, "for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they?" So man, we're way much better than that. The Lord has care for his elect. All right, so he's going to provide for us in these dire times, in these needs, man. All right, so finish this off right quick. This is Zephaniah 1 and 14. It says, the great day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is near. It is near and hastened greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. It says that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. So this is what the men of the Lord are preaching and warning the house of Israel. And you go into Samaria again, like we started off in the book of Amos 6:1. It says, woe to them that are at ease in Zion and trust in the mountain of Samaria. Man, going to Samaria in the Hebrew, it means watchtower. Okay, so you're supposed to be watching at the end of the day everything that's happening. All right, so you can know the times in which we in and not be settled on your lees, settled in Babylon the Great, in the ways that it promotes and everything, man. All right, we're in this world, but not of this world. So we use this world, but we don't abuse this world. At the end of the day, we understand this world is gonna perish away. With fever and heat. Not all of this world, but Babylon the Great is definitely gonna be a desolation. This is Zephaniah 1 and 15. It says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, man, against these chief places in this world, these capitals. All right, all these places where people are settled on their leaves, putting their trust in their wealth, okay? And that is, and putting their trust and confidence in their wealth, thinking that that's going to be their security in that day. Nah, man. This is Ezekiel 7 and 19. It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It says, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity, man. So ultimately, it's a stumbling block to be chasing after worldly, fleshly things. All right, we should be chasing after this truth, chasing after righteousness at the end of the day, man. The scriptures talks about and calls us children of Yahweh being born again, and how we should desire that sincere milk. All right, we should always be desiring that sincere milk so we can grow. All right, and that's what it brings. This milk of the scriptures, this food, this bread, all right, this meat. It builds us up and nourishes us in the land of our captivity, man. And that's what we need to be content with. At the end of the day, that spiritual man growing, so we can handle these things that's coming on the face of this earth. So with that, just wanted to do a lesson going into that individual, and Anton Daniels, just another nigga man in Babylon the Great that's destined for a great destruction. But Amos 6:1, woe to them that are at ease in Zion, man. So those who act like that, man, nothing but death and destruction is coming. So with that, perfectly just edifying to the body, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and ruling well. Peace and blessings to the Akion, putting on as the elite.